In the 60s and 70s, movements such as the civil rights and women's rights paved the way for revolutionary acts to be successful. The Women's Center in Carbondale started as a group and led to a national movement.
We thought maybe if a woman was in a stressful situation, she'd stay a night or two, which showed you how naive we were, and we were. So at first it was meetings, women's meetings, you know, it was the rebirth of the feminist.
We raised money by selling daffodils, for one thing. Libby Moore, who is one of the founding mothers, was one who, she called a whole bunch of people and got some money. It was several $100s, I think, that we started with.
I don't know if we're the longest operating women's center in the country, but we could be. We were within the first 2 or 3. Only one not in a big city.
Well, we had a lot of volunteers from the very beginning because people wanted to be involved and they wanted to do this kind of thing. They answered the phones, they answered the door, they would introduce the person around.
It started out with it was to be a place for women to meet and to talk about things, but we were very quickly became a shelter.
There was no training, so people had to just figure out for themselves what they thought was the best thing, and of course they had staff discussions.
Whenever you introduce a bunch of strong-minded people, particularly strong-minded women, there's going to be conflict, you know, certainly, but if you always go back to what your original intent is, and you always remember what it is you're doing it for, then I think that that's what sets, at least for me, the intention.
One of our early volunteers who was getting a doctorate in psychology came in and taught us about empathy, a term that wasn't used very much then. I hadn't heard it before. Instead of sympathy, and then the fact that, you know, nobody needs 45 mothers telling them what to do. And so we learned as we went along.
There was a lot of goodwill, and that makes up for a lot of things that can go wrong.
You know, you don't realize it at the time when you're going through it that it's so profound and so important. But certainly looking back after serving on the board a couple of different times, it was pretty remarkable what the founding mothers did.
Over the years, many other people have dedicated their time and money to maintaining the legacy of the Women's Center. More so than ever, women and men of all ages work together for equality. Now, movements such as Occupy Wall Street can look at these founding members as a resource for change.